Hey, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Some more. This is Politics with Laura. There is so much going on. There is a whole lot going on. And the only thing that I can say is I have been tracking this for some years now. Yes, I have. I've gone through my archives and I noticed that they have been taking down my videos in regards to the trains, the guns, the in LA, Chicago, and how it's over here in DC, why the National Guards are needed. Oh my goodness, and the unseen war. Now, not everybody is going to see it. Not everybody's going to see it. And that is okay. But when those of us who do see it, it doesn't mean that you sit there and call people conspiracy theorists and then say that, oh, well, conspiracy theorists, it means that you're lying. No, goodness gracious, no. It just simply means when two or more people are confederate in doing something that is wrong, right? That's all that it means. It's a conspiracy. Doesn't mean that it's a lie. No. But I said that several times in my videos. Now, let's go ahead and get down to this. The National Guards. The National Guards is in, wait a minute. Okay, that looks good, but I don't know why it's not good over here. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just looking at all these different windows and my StreamYard, it looks like the internet is not doing good. And then as I go on YouTube Studios, it's excellent connection. Okay, whatever. Okay, now I made a video about 3 years ago before all this stuff even occurred, right? And I was noticing how from LA, they have what's it called? A train hub. Now it just so happens that the train hub, and stick with me. I'm going someplace with this. Connecting some additional dots of how we are here with the National Guard. Okay. At that time, Kamala Harris, right? Because California is a Democratic stronghold, and she allowed a lot of things to slide. So when you have trains that are unlocked, and all of a sudden people come and rob an unlocked train that happens to have, and the pew, pew, pew that goes along with it, that's something to be of great concern. But it's something that has occurred over and over and over again. So politicians are making laws like Kamala Harris, Lori Lightfoot. I don't know. I always thought she looked drunk half the time. Oh, I'm going to even get into Muriel Bowser because there were some found in DC just recently. Okay, I don't want to jump ahead of myself. So you have these Democratic strongholds, and all these are coming into the city. Crime is going crazy. You have rugs all over the place, and this started in California back in the 1980s. I can't find that video, YT. I can't find it. Why? Taking my stuff down. Well, emergency vehicles. Oh, man. All right. So let me show you a video that I did 3 years ago. And I'm surprised they didn't take this video down. If it's anything, it would have been this one. Oh man, okay. I look so silly.
To two things. One happened in the past in Nicaragua.
Okay, wait a minute. Fair use, fair use. This is my video. LAPD is going to explain these missing guns. Very interesting.
And another thing that's going on right now in the Ukraine. And I'm going to do my very best to prove what I say.
Let me move it up a little bit.
You learn oh man, you had what's his name, William Barr, Ollie North, and just those guys. However,
all right, Ollie North, William Barr or Bill Barr, they were back in the 1980s, and they had a lot to do with the Iran-Contra scandal. And they had everything to do with why the United States is the way it is now, due to the what do you call it? The trains in LA that are unattended, that have and rugs in it, and how that was dispersed around LA at that time. And it has everything to do with what's going on right now, because it was leading up to the National Guards. It was leading up to that. So you had the Iran-Contra scandal, you had all of that going on. There was a lot that happened into the 80s. Okay. Now, and it had a lot to do with Nicaragua and El Salvador. It did. And it's quite interesting.
They're back. They're back. Just when you think things are finished, no. They're just getting to the second half of it. I just have to be able to prove what I.
Okay.
LAPD reveals horrifying thing being stolen from Los Angeles trains. Now
it's very unfortunate because this right here was see-through, so it was very difficult to see. But LAPD reveals horrifying things being stolen from Los Angeles trains. So let me see if I can.
As I went through the article, it seems now that there is this act.
Wait a minute.
Horrifying thing being. There is this.
Okay, right here. I'm trying to get this
act.
Doggone it. Now there is
Los Angeles trains. Now, as I went through.
Okay, right there. Police in LA have revealed that the thieves who were raiding cargo contained containers on railroad tracks in Lincoln Heights had taken dozens of firearms in addition to other goods, jeopardizing the city's safety and security. And this, when was this? I can't see the date. Okay, but people are breaking into the containers and stealing firearms, tens of firearms. And Chief Michael Moore, I believe, said something I can't see to the LA Times. Okay, so I wanted to put that out there because this is video's 3 years old.
It seems now that there is
here, and that this gives us a greater concern as the source again of further violence in the city. People are capitalizing on the transport of these containers that have containers with having little or more or no policing or security services there. Moore told the city's police commissioner. Now, quite interesting. Now, who was the attorney general at that time in that area? Mhm. Laughing Kamala. Not only was she the attorney general, but she also was the district attorney as well. So this right here went under the radar. It went under the radar, and the Democrats zero, did zero, and allowed things to go as quite crazy as it did back then. So now that we have all this chaos, and now we have what 50 million people that are here now through Joe Biden's presidency, it adds more fuel to the fire. Just, can I say, a soft coup? Can I say that? All right. There's something else I want to show. Is it here?
Stealing items from the Pacific Union Coast trains that are going up and down on a Pacific coast. And it's quite interesting because a gentleman said, he said that, where's it at? Oh, I can't, it's so hard to see when it's like this. The guy said that he could not believe.
Wait, Laura, you missed something very
He
big right
said that,
there. Okay. Okay, I already saw that. Okay, where is it? Okay, despite all of the attention brought to this, and despite the ongoing efforts by, I guess, more Pacific to resolve some additional security elements, we still have people, I can't see what's right there, still drawn to the location. More said, according to Los Angeles Times. Al Labrada, the city police department deputy chief in charge of the Central Bureau, claimed that the department has recovered numerous pew pew pew, right? Said he did not have the exact number at hand. So this right here, I can't find the date, but this right here was 3 years ago. It was 3 years ago. And they have all these going on, and they have people raiding or stealing from these train containers. They're always unlocked, there's no security, and they know it. Now, where do you think these are going to stay? They're not going to just simply stay in LA. They're going to move to different parts all over the United States. And next thing you know, these Democratic city strongholds also all of a sudden become unsafe. This right here was how can I say, an orchestrated effort, okay, to have this done. Now, it's easy. It's so easy. Let me show myself completely. It's easy to say Donald Trump, he's the problem. He's evil. He's this, he's that. Okay. You can feel the way you want to feel. I would fight for your right to say it. Okay. I would fight for your right to say it. But however, there's something deeper going on underneath this. And it's so easy to demonize him. Now, keep in mind, President Donald Trump was a lifelong Democrat, and people sort of forget that. And when they say MAGA, 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 MAGA is not conservative. They are not conservative. Now, do they have conservative people? Yes, they do. But it's based with Republicans, Democrats, and independents coming together that are middle of the road. Okay? And they want a lot of this stuff to stop. Most definitely. They want the violence to stop. They want, I'm not going to go on outside of that. So I want to bring this other thing up. And I found it interesting because this right here, it came out of the Indian Times. So I was like, what? Or the Hindu Times. I have to say I was quite shocked. even they are chiming in on this. Let me show you. Oh, let me get rid of that right there. Now, India, they're like, hey, the US got some issues, and they have the nerve to talk about other folks. It's like, what? Okay, here. Now, this right here is, I just, okay, this right here is I think it's from Indian Times. It's not just Amazon packages. Police say dozens of looted in a Los Angeles train. And this right here is 3 years ago. Now, the firearms purchased online in the US cannot legally be shipped to a customer, but can be sent to the licensed dealer for pickup. So you just can't go online and do that. It has to go to a specific place for you to pick it up. So dozens of have been stolen from freight trains that have been looted in Los Angeles, the city police chief has said. And you can't tell me, look, you can't tell me that politicians are not in on this. They are. They're allowing this to go on. For what? Now, this has been going on for the past 40 years, but now it ramped up even more. It did. So, okay, Hindustan Times. Now, why is this? I can't get this off. Okay, it's not allowing me to see. I don't want to learn more about that, but many of the major retailers like Target or Target has been shipped by carriers, including UPS and FedEx. The thieves wait until the long freight trains stop on the tracks and break the locks with bolt cutters. Now, no one hangs around the train station. No one. I don't know anyone says, hey, yo, we're going to go hanging out at the train station. No, they don't. What and what was reported was they were unlocked. Now they're locked. So you can't tell me that this right here is not a concerted effort. You can't tell me that. And they then help themselves to parcels, ditching anything too difficult to sell. The haul could include anything that moves around the country from or to retailers. And the police say now, okay, firearms purchased in the United States cannot legally be shipped, as I said earlier, to the customer, but can be sent instead by licensed dealerships for pickup. Since December 2020, rail operators Pacific Union, as I said in my video, whose convoy are being targeted, has been 160% increase in thefts in Los Angeles County. Now, quite interesting. And here in October 2021 alone, the increase reached 365% compared to October 2020, the operators said in a letter to authorities seen by AFP. Now, the phenomenon accelerated in the run up to Christmas. The freight volumes rocketed, according to the figures reported by UP. In more than 90 containers that were vandalized on average each day in Los Angeles in the last quarter of 2021. So there's a lot to it. And up to what 5 million damages, up to $5 million just at that time frame right there. So I'm taking a long way to to get to what I'm saying, because I really need you to really, really understand that this simply just did not happen yesterday. It didn't happen just yesterday. So when all this was occurring in LA, it also was occurring in what do you call it? Chicago. Now, Chicago, they got some interesting people like Mayor Lori Lightfoot. Oh my goodness. That's when a lot of stuff started occurring when she was mayor. And Mayor Johnson, a whole lot of stuff started happening. You had a whole lot of people start coming in. And I think I have that article to where, you had Venezuelans. Yes, I said Venezuelans. Yes, I did. That were committing crimes also. So they're also going to the trains and taking, okay. And so when they didn't get enough all around the United States, you had Venezuelans going into, and I'm going to say Venezuelans as a general statement, because that's what they reported. I don't know if they were Mexicans, El Salvadorians, Nicaraguans, Hondurans that were mixed in there. I don't know. So I'm just going to say Venezuelans because that's what the newspapers reported. Okay. So don't say, oh, you're making fun. I'm not. I'm not. So they were also going into gu- gunshots shops and taking everything, including the ammunition. For what? Why are they doing that? Did they know that at some point the National Guards were going to be employed around the United States? Did they have a idea that things may turn for the worse in case if a Democrat didn't get in? That's just what I'm thinking. Okay. That's as far as what I'm thinking. Now, this is quite interesting. So let me go ahead and jump over to DC. Let me jump over to DC. And this was quite interesting. Okay, is this it? Okay, right here. Now, you see, there have been, and this right here just happened December of 2024, right? Semi-automatic guns with 50 rounds of ammo recovered in Northeast DC. Now, it didn't say exactly where, and I'm just like, oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry, it did. The 2800 block of New York Avenue in Northeast. Now, that's down there. That's down there by the Walmart. And it's quite interesting how a lot of this stuff happens around the Walmart. I don't know what it is. But officers say that they recovered a semi-automatic firearm with 50 rounds of ammo, including leading to an arrest of 3 people. Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why? Help me out. Help me out here. Why is this a semi-automatic? That's not even legal. That's not even legal in DC, having something like that. Now, you have the right to carry in DC. You have a right to carry. You have the right to have in DC. Now, these 3 people are joyriding around there on New York Avenue Northeast. So I'm sitting there, what caused the police to stop them? Just what was it, right? What caused them to stop them? That's what I want to know. So here, during a routine patrol in DC neighborhood, officers stopped a stolen vehicle. That was dumb, okay, in Northeast DC, and found all of that right there. Now, and this was it. A semi-automatic firearm, 50 rounds of ammunition was recovered in Northeast DC. This is what was there. That was the ammo pack. You can't make this stuff up. This stuff right here, if I can see how long, this is nuts. This is absolutely nuts. But here, let me see, where is it at? The identities and ages of the arrested individuals have not been released. This right here is a big indication that they were young. They were young. They didn't tell the age. They didn't give the identities. So these right here are people that are under the age of 18, because if they were over 18, believe me, we would have seen their faces. We would have known their names. We would have found out their IG pages, their YouTube channels, their Twitter or X pages. We would have found their Instagram. Everything would have been known. These were young people, and that was last December. Okay, so when you got people say that we don't need the National Guards, take a look at this. Just take a look at it. Take a look at it and tell me. And they got them on the humble or more police. This right here, somebody had it riding around on a 2800 block of New York Avenue Northeast in Washington, D.C. This is what they had, and that was the additional ammo. So let's be a little bit more mindful. Many of you, and I'm going to say this, many of you have not heard a shootout. I have. I've heard a shootout, and you hear at least it rapid so fast, maybe about 50 shots going back and forth. I mean, I've heard it. And then I talked to other people around the city, heard it. All right. Let me see. One more thing. One more thing. Is there anything else? Okay, no. Now, this is what I found quite interesting. I found this very interesting. Now, this right here is a Daily Mail, and this, look at this, August 24th, today. It was there yesterday, but our today. Sunday, August 24th, 2025. And it says gang violence in Chicago's crime-ridden South Side are targeting trained freight cars filled with pew, 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 pew. Now, Brandon Johnson is the mayor of what do you call it? Chicago. Now, this is not the first time. Oh no, this right here is not the first time this occurred. No, it is not. This happened also during Lori Lightfoot, the mayor. There were people saying that they found these, what do you call it? Automatic weapons that were in alleyways along with the ammo. And people would run out there and go get it. It was like, oh, I'm going shop. I'm going to pick this up. That's what it was. And now they're upping it to freight trains. Now you got a bunch of people that are there. You have the Chicagoans, and then also now you have the illegal immigrants going on, and crime is through the roof. Now you got a whole bunch of different cultures there going on at once, a whole bunch of different cultures, right? And each culture has its own level of dirt bags that they bring with them. Well, you have that. You have the people already in Chicago. You already have those gangs out already there. Now you got Tren de Agua. Then you have more than likely MS-13 there. You have all these other people there that are just bang, bang, shoot them up, shoot them up. All of a sudden, okay, Donald Trump says National Guard. I'm going to send the National Guards there because these Democratic politicians are not doing enough to stop the violence. Now, they're not looking at the trains. Look at this. Let me switch this up a little bit. Look at that. The trains, these things have been occurring through the trains, as I showed you in LA. Here, criminals in the crime-ridden south side of Chicago are targeting freight train containers to loot for weapons. The bang bangs are designed for gun companies and shops, but end up in the hands of gangbangers in one of the city's most dangerous neighborhoods. Since 2013, over 150 firearms have been stolen from freight trains, some which are linked back to violent crimes and robberies. So this right here is wild. So it's not like these politicians didn't know it. The politicians did know it, but they did zero about it. Zero. So Trump is saying, okay, well, since you have a difficult time, with your population and the guests that you have there, and you're taking care of, you're giving everything what they want, and even though that you're taking away from American citizens and naturalized citizens and people with green cards, and you're giving all those resources to people who are illegal. Now they're illegal, you got all that going on, and then you also have additional crimes that are going on because within the immigrant community you have gang wars going on there. So they're gang banging here in the United States as they were down where they are from. So it adds an extra mix to it. And now you have Chicago gangs that are actually going against gangs from other countries. And then you have the gangs from other countries going against them. It is mayhem. And as you got that going on, the National Guards are going there. And the first thing that people are saying is, we don't need them. You are trying to take over President Trump. You're overreaching. You know, these politicians can handle it. The police can handle it. When? When did he do something about it? He did zero when he was over there as community organizer. He did zero when he was in the Senate. He did zero. What about them? They did zero about what was going on, and all of the pew, 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 and all the violence. They could have stopped it. Did they? No. They did nothing to secure the trains. They did nothing at all. This right here is a concerted effort. Now that it started in DC, I just showed you. You got these people. Oh man, I took it down. You got these people that are teenagers because they didn't give the age. They didn't give the age and they didn't give their identities, and they're running around with the gun that I showed you. Yeah, there is a problem. There is a huge problem. And yes, Muriel Bowser, she is doing next to nothing to stop it. Next to nothing at all. So now that Trump took over, everybody's upset. Understand why. Understand why. Understand why people are upset and do not want the National Guards there. They don't want them there for a couple of different reasons. Now, I was down at did I bring her picture up? This woman right here. We had some words. Oh my goodness. I went down to Union Station yesterday, and I live stream on my IG. Check me out on Politics with Laura on Instagram. And And when I packed up, I was leaving and I got some video of the National Guards. And this woman is saying, shame on you, National Guards, for being here. And so she, she was shaming them. Like, why are you shaming them? Why? And she's like, well, I've been a Washingtonian. I've been born and raised here. I lived here. I'm 66 now. And I said, well, okay. I mean, I've been here for almost 40 years. Well, I've been here longer than you. I'm like, oh, so we're going to have a pissing contest. ¿Quién es más macho? Is that what we're going to have here? And so she said, I'm from 6 generations from here. And I said, oh, well, you're not the only one. I said, my mother was born here. My grandfather was born here. My great-grandfather was born here. My great-great-great-grandfather was born here. My great-great-great-great, heck, my family has been here before the Constitution, the signing of it, and even before that. And that's just on my mother's father's side. I'm not even talking about the other side, because all my people from here. And then she just threw her hands up. She goes, well, have a good day, and walked away. But she only talked about the areas that she was talking about. Adams Morgan. She was talking about, what was it? Oh man. She was Cleveland Park in DC. These are white areas. Adams Morgan is like a mixture area. And she's saying, well, we don't need the National Guards. I'm like, have you been throughout DC? Because I'm all over DC. I'm Northeast, Northwest, Southeast, Southwest. I am all over. And for you to make that statement, you are not only disingenuous, but you are just telling fibs. Now, I want to know why. Why do you want things to continue on in certain areas? Why don't you want the Black area cleaned up? Why don't you want to see the Black area thriving? Is it because you don't want competition? I mean, yeah, she threw her hand, she walked away from me. And look, if I were her, I would walk away from me too, because I was revving up. And she was talking smack to the National Guards, and all my family members, all my cousins, everybody was in the military. And I take personal offense to that. Why are you screaming and yelling at them, knowing that they cannot say anything back to you? All right. I want to show her picture. I do. Because the stuff where she had on her was just outrageous. Just like this right here is just nuts. But please like, subscribe. I meant to say that earlier in the live stream. So President Trump is fighting a war that we do not see, as I said earlier. Now, do you think simply him getting shot in the air, pew, pew, in the air was by accident? No, they're trying to get rid of him. And I did a video. I did this video 3 years ago. Please check it out. It's about the Alfalfa Club. That is a very powerful old club that's almost 200 years old. Okay? Very old. And they have wield a lot of power. And you have the between the business people, and yes, Elon Musk was there. And the presidents and judges and people in government were there too. Okay. The only president, because Barack Obama was there, George Bush Sr. and Jr. were there. Oh my goodness, who else was there? You had judges that were there. And they get together once a year at January, the end of January, the last week, and they go to DC, always in DC. It was one time in Baltimore, Maryland, but always in DC. And they make plans for what's going to happen for that whole year. Now, what's interesting is who was not there. Donald Trump, President Trump, was never invited to go to the Alfalfa Club. Never. So then you got to understand why both sides hate him. You have Republicans that hate him, And when he wanted to run for president, he wanted to run as a Democrat, but Democrats were like, you get away, Donald. We don't want you. So he has some people, the Republicans, that are with him, and he may had to, you know, do a little extra to get the other ones to fall in line, but he's doing what he needs to do to keep the United States from having a soft coup. And that's exactly what's going on. It is. In my humble opinion. Now, you can sit there and say Donald Trump is this, he's an antichrist, whatever. I fight for your right to say whatever you want. I'll fight for your right to say it because I want a right to respond to what you're saying. So with all these, all that going on and leading up to the National Guards, oh man, he is going to sweep up a lot of people that were allowed here that he calls some very bad dudes. Yeah, it's going to be quite interesting what goes on into Chicago. Now, so far there was, I think like 400 arrests in DC, and the National Guards do not have the right to detain. They do not have the right to arrest because they're military. They are only assisting to make sure that that things go okay, to force Mayor Muriel Bowser to do her job. And that is to secure the nation's capital, which she is not doing. She's allowing things to go buck wild. Now, when he goes into what do you call it? Chicago, it's going to be quite interesting to see what happens because that's where the trains are. Now in DC, they can't do that in DC, drop off or have a train, unlocked train, and have people go in there stealing, guns and ammo and whatever. That would never happen here at all. It's too secure, too tight. You got too many government buildings, and the security has to be well kept. Now, what happens outside of the perimeters of the government buildings, it's different. It's different. But keep that gun in mind. Did I by any chance get doggone it? I got rid of it. I wish I would have kept it now. Okay. Well, that's neither here nor there. All right. So please like, subscribe. Please help me out. I'm trying hard to get to 5,000 subscribers. And please, I'm demonetized. So please, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, anything and everything will help. I need help keeping up with these subscriptions. But on that note, I want to thank you for stopping by. Greatly appreciate it.